been together for over 7 years. You know me. You know who I am. You either want to marry me or you don't.
Or there's the possibility that I mean it when I say I don't believe in marriage.
Come on! For every woman that has been told by some man that he doesn't believe in marriage, and then 6 months later, he's married to some 24-year-old that he met at a gym. It's
Ooh.
Tell us how you really
I know.
feel. So listen, it's not just content for the movies like this. Situations happen like this one all the time. So how do you know if it's worth sticking around or if it's time to admit he's just not that into you? That's what we're talking about today. Is there or should there be some kind of time limit or expiration date on relationships?
I don't think you can set one time limit because I think every relationship is so different. There's so many things involved with pasts and
There's always the
children
extreme.
and anything.
Yeah, there's the extreme. There's people who meet and within 3 months they're married and they're happily married forever. There's people who've been together for 6 years, then they get married and then they fall apart.
Yep.
So the people who are together for 6 years then, and let's say they're still not married, isn't there a point though where you have to decide we're getting married or we're not, and you have to know whether to stay or to go?
I think there
so.
is. I think there's a moment when you recognize that you both do not want the same thing.
Yeah,
right.
And if you don't want the same thing, that's going to breed conflict, and conflict is going to breed unhappiness. So it doesn't work.
It's a clash of
Yes,
values
like-
again. Just
yes.
like in that clip that we showed, he says, I told you I don't want to get married. I don't believe in marriage. No, but you have to because other people have, even though they've said that. She's not listening to him. He said, I don't believe in marriage.
She does have a point, though. I do know somebody whose husband all of a sudden said, I don't want children, so they got divorced. And like 6 months later, he was remarried and they had a baby on the way.
So what he should have said was,
You know,
I don't want children with you.
Right. So that's what I'm saying. Where is that time point where the woman or the man has to say, look, it's been XYZ amount of time. You know me. You know who
This
I
is
am. Are we
right.
doing this or not?
This is exactly the life challenge that Jada just set up. It's about getting to know what you want and knowing your own values and then speak them. Be truthful. Speak your truth with compassion.
And if
Absolutely.
it's not, that's fine. But like you said, make a decision.
Yeah.
You know, so that it's like, okay, we're not going to get married, and that's okay. And we want to live together for 20 years, and that's fine. But just make
Well,
that
yeah,
decision.
and it's interesting you say that too, because I know in the movie she ends up saying, look, I've seen the people my friends are married to and they suck, so it's enough for me to just be with you. And then he ends up proposing because of that. But Jada, I know you've got some research and some advice.
I do, and you guys probably will or will not agree with this, but when you look at it, this is what the research says. 1 to 2 years before you get engaged is enough. And then, what's too soon to get engaged? 6 months or less.
Okay.
And then, if it's 5 years you're in a relationship and there's nothing happening, decide
too
whether or
long.
not you want to hit the road.
Okay, so
yeah.
now let's
Those
say
are
you've
good
been
guidelines.
together and he hasn't proposed. What
Yeah.
do you recommend?
First of all, don't force him. Don't force someone to
You
do
didn't believe in
something they.
ultimatums?
No.
Okay.
Absolutely. Don't force him to do something that he doesn't want to do because in the end, he's going to hate you. So just don't force it. And then list
We
your,
don't mean to hate you.
list your expectations for marriage and life. And again, I go back to this because people say, don't make a list. Make a list and know exactly what it is you want. And then finally, weigh the pros and cons and prepare yourself to leave if you have to.
Now, on the flip side of all of this, what if you're single, okay? Whether it's by choice or it's by chance, lots of people talk about this. Have you ever been shamed or guilted because you're unattached? So people will say, especially for women, you know, there's a fear and a stigma that comes along with it, like something must be wrong with you if you're not with someone already.
Especially if you're a
handle
certain
that?
age.
Yeah.
Well, I really think it's quite simple. The first thing is you have to be honest with yourself. Why are you actually single? Why are you choosing to be single? Because it is a
That's your
choice.
first tip then for dealing with the people.
Step number one is it a conscious choice? Is it a subconscious choice? You're only
Right.
single because you choose to be single.
Okay.
Then decide whether you really want to be single or not. Some people are single they don't want to be, and vice versa. The third thing is, once you know the real reason I'm single, well, the real reason I'm single is I fear rejection.
Okay.
Then when your friends go, well, why aren't you married? Then you say the truth. I fear rejection.
Yeah, that'll stomp it out right
Then they
away.
go, then they don't know what to say. Then they'll tell you silly things like you deserve better, etc. But I really think just be honest with yourself about why you are choosing to be single. There is the right person out there for you
Yeah.
if you are the right person.
Well, it's interesting you say choosing too, though, because a lot of people say, I'm not choosing it. I want to be with
Not
someone.
true.
Not true.
I did a seminar for 1,300 single people. And I said, do you know why you're all single? And they looked at me and I said, because you're choosing to be. Even at a subconscious level, you might say, I want to be in a relationship I promise you, if we get together one-on-one, I'll uncover your deeper fear.
Maybe they're pushing the person
Fear of rejection,
away.
fear of intimacy, fear of maybe losing your money. A lot of men don't want to be in a relationship because they're worried about losing their money.
Yeah.
They think, oh, she's going to take my money.
Wow, that's pretty sad, actually.
It is.
All right, now you do have tips, though, for the people who are single on how to own being single, maybe enjoy it even. What do you say?
Well, again, step number one is clarity. Decide for how long do you want to be single. Now, is it you want to be single because you want to establish your career or finish college, therefore that's another 4 or 5 years? Or is it because of an emotional reason, like I said, a psychological reason?
Okay.
Now, if you've said, okay, I'm single, what are the great benefits of being single? Start to be grateful about the freedoms or other benefits you have of being single. And then finally, use this opportunity to become a better person, whether it's getting in shape, going to the gym, traveling, the things you think
can
you
do.
can't do when you're in a relationship.
Right.
Do them now. And if you have insecurities and you have various psychological issues, go get help, clear them out so that you become the right person for the man or woman that's going to come along.
And I love that saying, too, where they say, you know, the grass isn't greener on the other side, it's green where you water it. And it's true. If you take care of yourself, your situation could be great. You don't know that it's necessarily better one way or the other.
I do not believe that for me, oh, I have to wait till the right woman comes along. No, it's when I become the right man, when I become the right person. Because all those right people are already out there.
Yeah.
You just don't see them because of whatever your insecurity, self-doubt, and other fears are.
You preach on with your bad self. All right.